I'm sure there's a lot of people that have not seen it yet because it only has 2,500 views. And it's been up for almost a full day, 20 hours. You see here, 2,500 views 20 hours ago, 102 likes, and it's already getting downvoted and ratioed to hell with only 2,500 views. And it's titled, I Think They Are Lying to You, about Alyssa Mercante with a period. Now, just to prep everyone with what we're going to get ourselves into here, this is a Pure Cope video dealing with the stream that he had with Alyssa Mercante. After the videos that I and many other content creators made talking about how Alyssa Mercante completely just destroyed her case with that live stream, he's trying his best to recover the situation. But let's play the video first, because trust me, there'll be plenty of coping as we go here. The only reason for this video is, well, actually twofold. And Hypno had a really good point. It's to run defense for Alyssa Mercante and to push the docs of my family's address out there for everyone once again, which is really, really slimy and shitty to do. But what do you expect by these people?
I just want to make it clear just how disingenuous a lot of these people are. You don't have to like me. You don't have to like Alyssa. You don't have to.
So he starts it off right off the bat. I just want to make it really clear just how disingenuous all these other guys are. So he's taking the standpoint of, trust me, bro, I'm not like that. And he talks down to you like he's a psychologist and just like the calm, collected voice, like, hey guys, I know there's been a lot of craziness out there, but let me give you the real deal of what's actually happening. All right. Yeah, there's a lot of wild stuff out there, but they're being really disingenuous with you. Let me tell you the truth here. It's a clown.
Agree with anything we say. It'd be nice, at least, if some of you guys know you're being lied to, or at least being informed by people who are not informed themselves. Nice to share that data with you and do with that what you want.
She went on a live stream with none other than David Jaffe. She went on a rant, she went on rambles, and well, she has made herself look extremely bad, and she accidentally destroyed her own lawsuit. So this is a Smash JT article.
The last couple of days since...
So he cuts it off before any points get made. So he's trying to make the point of, look at all these mean people making these videos that are being disingenuous, which he tries to undermine them at the very outset of this video. They're being disingenuous, then he plays it. But there's nothing disingenuous that he shows. Darksis says, when are you going to get Vara on here? I should ask Vara on. I should. I know she's very busy too. I probably should have had Vara on tonight for this. This was kind of a last minute thing, though.
Alyssa came on my show. I've seen awesome. A number of this sort of thing on the internet. Alyssa Mercante destroyed.
What was he doing? He just moved his camera away and then zoomed in. What the hell's he doing?
Lawsuit. She accidentally destroyed her lawsuit. Caught in a huge lie. Mercante quits X, destroys lawsuit.
Again, these are people's opinions based off of the situation that transpired. And then that's mixed in with the factual things of she was on the live stream. She did leave X. Like, these are just news stories of what's transpiring right now. This is as irrelevant as she is becoming because she's not at Kotaku anymore. She wants the attention. She desperately desires the attention. I'll tell you guys, as soon as, assuming this lawsuit gets tossed out, as soon as that moment happens, she can kick and scream and cry online as much as she wants. Nobody's going to care about her. So she's hanging on to this lawsuit, not just because she is really angry that there are successful people out there, but because this is her only way to get any kind of claim to attention right now. And now people, including her, would say, well, Smash, that's the same for you. That's why you talk about her. It's like, have you looked at my channel views of just my videos talking about the game industry stuff? Those are blowing the views out of the water for the most part of almost every single Alyssa video. So no, I am going to be just fine. after this Alyssa situation passes. But you know who's not?
Versus the Smash, what's his name? Jay.
Okay, so here we go. David Jaffe pretending now calling other people disingenuous, pretending he doesn't know who I am. When you guys heard him in the intro, coping and seething and screaming, but it's very important that everyone hears this when he says, "Oh, Smash JT," like he'll register it, be like, "Oh yeah, I know that guy. Fuck that guy." Remember?
Why have you blocked me?
Me?
From
Me?
This is from Smash JT.
Oh,
Why
fuck
have you
that
blocked
guy.
me?
Why did I block him?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck that guy. Fuck yeah, I'm going to block that guy. I can't stand that guy.
So, I mean, sure, it sounds like he knows exactly who I am. There was no like, who is that again? I'm not really sure why I blocked him. No, I can't remember. But do you see how he's pretending to not know who I am here, to try to pretend to be the middleman? Like, hey, I'm just the innocent bystander trying to let you guys know I don't know this Smash guy. But let me tell you why these no-name people that are talking about her have it all wrong, when he clearly knows who I am.
Jet, whatever, the Smash guy. I'm not a lawyer.
Yeah, whatever, the Smash guy. Lucky the Pirate says, "Why does the quartering hate me?" I mean, let me count the waves. Holy crap! There's a lot of reasons why the quartering doesn't like me.
So take it with a grain of salt. But I think I have read the.
Now you need to remember also the quartering has Melanie Mac on his show. Melanie Mac has me blocked on X, and he was not the biggest fan of how I handled that situation either. So
lawsuit. Here it is, right?
Which is funny because the quartering also made a video pro Smash JT against Alyssa Mercante when this lawsuit happened. So he was all on my side, rah, yeah, Smash JT, because it fit his agenda. And then when the Melanie Mac stuff happened, he was like, fuck Smash JT again. I'm like, bro, make up your mind.
Here, if you're curious, what a lot of people are pointing to, well, there's two things they're pointing to, saying, see, you caught yourself in a lie.
Shadow 79 says, I'm not a lawyer is the only thing he was honest about.
Blah, blah, blah. It's a defamation suit that she's filed against the Smash guy.
The Smash guy.
What she is saying is that he defamed her, said things like she was a prostitute.
And he knows, by the way, he knows I've been doxxed. He's playing very coy and stupid here because everybody knows I've been doxxed. And he says he claims to have read this whole thing, by the way, too. So even if he didn't know I was doxxed, if he's not lying about reading through the whole things, he knows my address is in here. And he's flippantly just scrolling through it while he's talking here for everyone to see. So keep that in mind, too. It's very fucking low what he's doing here.
She took money for sex, blah, blah, blah. That's kind of the main crux of it. There's a whole backlog in this, which is really interesting, reading about what this Smash guy was doing before he kind of became.
But don't worry, they're the good guys.
This sort of internet personality and what she's done, blah, blah, do with that what you want. It's kind of interesting. I haven't read
it's kind of interesting. Oh, like the whole, she's suing me for me covering the game industry and her making a complete ass of herself while she was a part of the industry. That's the interesting part. That's literally the whole crux of the entire situation. Okay. Great point. Banger drop in. Revco, exactly. Yeah. He does eventually.
a lot of lawsuits, but I've read enough to know that this one is written in a way that's like, oh, it's pretty clear to understand what's.
Okay, now I know he definitely didn't read it. And I don't expect many, if anybody in the chat has read it. It's 54 pages. Jay Viper probably read it. It's 54 pages of what feels like asking ChatGPT to trump up charges on someone to make a case feel like there's actually a case when there's nothing there. There's a lot of stretching. There's a lot of like, hey, ChatGPT, here's the issues that I want you to point out. Can you just print out like a lawsuit based off of this information? J5 has said, I absolutely read the entire thing. See, I knew it.
What's going on here? It's on page 22, section C, paragraph 92. That's the guy's name, Smash JT. Oh, I see. Smash JT, right.
This is the other frustrating thing is like, I on my because I value my family's privacy like a tremendous amount for obvious reasons. So I would like to remain a personality on the internet, which is why I go by the channel name. I go by Smash or JT or Smash JT. But what Alyssa Mercante, who goes by Alyssa Mercante, by the way, has done, has now put my name out there and has tried really hard on Twitter to just keep repeating my full name over and over and over. It's a very underhanded extremist tactic to try to take people down when you have nothing on them. It's like a dog whistle to enable your unhinged followers to try to do the most awful things they can to that person. And it goes to show this is the type of thing where people are like, oh, would you ever actually just have a conversation and talk to her? It's like, up to the lawsuit part, I may have tried to talk sense into her. But after she doxed me completely and withheld her own information, that was a direct attack on me and my family. And it was like, no, all bets are off on that. Like, sorry, this is not a time for YouTube joking conversations. It's not petty YouTube drama anymore. Like, this is really fucking serious shit. And I know we can have fun with it and it's entertaining, but the length that she continues to push it shows exactly how unhinged to the entire world that she really is.
Is Jeff Tarzia crosses the line. And this is, I guess, where it becomes what...
Just to pull the lens back on this entire topic, never in my wildest dreams, as a kid growing up, being completely addicted to Twisted Metal 1 and Twisted Metal 2, would I think that I would get a video in the future from the maker of those games trying to hate on me, take me down, whatever, like a video that's a negative detracting video on me. It's like, it's surreal. I'm like, is this a fucking like what kind of matrix did I just enter? This is not even of this planet. From him, and that he's a loser in real life. Exactly. I would have never expected such a weird fucking timeline.
Alyssa and her attorney are claiming are defamation. On the 30th of March, 2024, Tarzia posted horrification. What's that? Like what Alyssa Mercante does.
So right now he's in my humble opinion, he is purposefully fucking up the words that he's reading so that it doesn't come across sounding like anything negative about Alyssa. So if you notice, I'm going to rewind it again 10 seconds back, and I want you to listen. He fucks up every single word on purpose. It's a tactic that people use to be like, oh, I just really suck at reading this one line, apparently.
2024, Tarzia posted horrification. What's that? Like what Alyssa Mercante does, sucking dicks in her off time for money. Then on April 1st, he said Alyssa...
Maybe he's not doing it on purpose. I think he might just suck at reading.
Has since come forward stating she used to be a sex worker sucking for money before working at Kotaku. On the same day, he repeated the claims on his website.
This feels like Joe Biden reading this to me.
Then he repeated them again on a channel at the 1st and 3rd of May of that same year. Such conduct, says the lawsuit, constitutes the crime of prostitution under New York penal law. He's defaming her, says the law.
Okay, I'm not defaming her if I'm using her words that she has put out there. So she has incriminated herself for the accusations of what they're claiming that I have done to her.
Lawsuit because he's claiming she's a prostitute.
Exactly,
and
Jay.
When she came on my show, she said this.
What I did, because I did briefly do cam work, just like digitally stripping. Not even really.
Like cam.
I did just like digital stripping. Not even really. Well, you're either doing it or you're not. That's not one of those, I was digitally stripping, but I wasn't really. It's like, well, what does that even mean? That's her realizing that when she said that out loud, that she just destroyed her entire case, and her natural reaction was to be like, "Oh fuck." Well, not really. What I just said is not really what I was doing. That it was nothing like that at all, actually.
Cam girl stuff.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Years and years ago when I first
Years and years ago, like, oh, statute of limitations is so far gone on it. I mean, my goodness, we shouldn't even bother talking about it.
graduated from post grad.
Oh wow! Shout out to Alyssa going to college and graduating from post grad, and then going on to being a digital stripper. Her words, by the way. I mean, hey, she's sex positive. Good for her. I'm happy for her. Just wonder why you'd go to college if that's what you're doing when you come out of it. But hey, we can all have our thoughts on it.
Mhm.
I probably did it not very long.
I probably did it not very long, aka oh shit. I can't say a time frame here because that's gonna look bad if I actually say how long I did it for. Oh yeah, her touching her ear when she said it was the fucking most obvious tell in the world, where she's like, I kind of did just cam girls as I, or what she say, digital stripping. Yeah, kind of did. Not even really. Like the most obvious tell. I'm not even into that kind of stuff. And right when she was doing that, I'm like, really? You're even going for the ear grab while you're saying it? Come on.
Kind of gave me the ick.
Right.
And I've openly
There's a jump cut right there, which you probably shouldn't do when you're trying to give people a full context of what happened. But hey, if you want to portray something in a way, sure.
spoken about it, but it was getting twisted, and it still is twisted to where people believe not only that I was a prostitute.
Ted Sheckler, I am with you. Why won't JT leave her alone? She just wants to ruin him with a frivolous lawsuit. Stop preventing her bliss, you misogynist. Right? Well, with that line of thinking, which I believe to be her line of thinking, that's one way it could be rationalized.
Which is very different. But that I have performed sexual acts to get my job or to get money, and none of that is true. So
So you're either lying now, or you were lying back then when you said it. So you have now contradicted yourself again. When people, myself included, made videos talking about how you just destroyed your lawsuit with this stream, this is what we are referring to. You can't do this. Like, the best advice from your lawyers, because you're the one on the attack. People are like, oh, Smash, you shouldn't talk about her anymore. I'm like, I know everything that I've done is perfectly within legal bounds. I'm like, nothing I've done has been out of the realm of what any other YouTuber does talking about any situation. But what she is doing is trying to prove a case against me while going on streams, constantly contradicting herself and saying different things. That destroys your case. Not that you had a case to begin with anyways, but that's what we're trying to tell you. And I'm glad to be able to tell you now, because now everything's already out there. So even if you do stop talking now, it's too late. But you didn't have a case anyway. So I guess the whole reason to continue bringing this up to you is to say, do the smart thing and drop the case so you stop embarrassing yourself. But we all know you don't want to do that, because this is the only thing that brings any attention to you. And if you drop the case, people would just pile on you more and more and more, and you'd cry even more and more harassment, and nobody would give a shit, just like they don't give a shit now. The world is a very cold place, and it sucks. It sucks sometimes. But if you're accountable, the world is a little bit more graceful to you, because at least it's almost like a karma thing, where she throws these daggers, or she's the meme of the shovel throwing the shit over the fence. And then when it gets shoveled back on top of her, she cries harassment, like, oh my God, like she forgot that she shoveled it over there in the first place. It's wild to me. She is the living embodiment of that meme. Exactly, veteran gamer. Never stop an enemy while they're making a mistake.
That is damaging.
Now, if you look up the definition of prostitution, barring very specific edge cases, which,
like, bro, I'm not worried about, like, what you're trying to say. What I said about her She just echoed the things that she said she was claiming she wasn't, that I was saying this is what she said before, and that's what I'm talking about. And she just confirmed it or contradicted herself. Either way, she's not in the right in any of those. I'm not a lawyer, but I couldn't imagine any judge looking at this and being like, oh yeah, totally, she's got something here. Like there's nothing here. There's literally nothing here. This is comical.
Which, and I don't mean it like that, you filthy person. Very specific.
Isn't it classic him calling everyone else filthy people? The guy that was begging Alyssa to bang the shit out of her. Who the fuck talks like that, by the way? Saying those things out loud to someone on a stream with you is not only like extremely disrespectful, but completely unhinged. Like, that's not even in the realm of close to being anywhere normal. Like, that's insanity. That's insanity.
The edge cases of which this is not.
Yeah, Pyro, he did that. Watch my video on it if you missed it, because all the clips of everything he said to her in that, it's insane. It's insane.
Odd. Prostitution requires
There you go. Junglin's Regina. Depends on what you mean by what you mean.
physical contact. So if you are bartering services, goods,
Again, they're trying to prove a case against what I said about her losing her case because of what she did. And all they're doing is proving what I said is why she lost her case. But they're like, no, here are facts of why he's wrong. And I'm like, no, those are the facts of why I'm right.
money for sex, that falls into the definition of prostitution. And yes, that is illegal in most parts of America, including New York.
Okay.
Being a cam girl, which is what she was,
Is a form of, I would argue, a form of digital prostitution, you could say. If you're getting paid to get naked for people on camera, there is a case to be made for that.
is not prostitution.
No, cam girl work is not illegal in New York, but webcam models are considered self-employed workers and have tax obligations. Okay, then why does Alyssa say that she wants to leave the game industry because at least there she can get fucked for money? Her tweet. See, right, what we're doing right now is we're selectively picking things, saying, no, this doesn't qualify for that because here's the rules for it. It's like, okay, cool. How about this one? Well, that's different because we're not going to address that one.
Okay, so that's, and he
You think I should call him Gaffy, F. Kim?
says it,
Oh, yeah, hit the like button. I never even said hit the like button. If you're in here and you haven't hit the like button, please consider.
a lot, apparently, according to the lawsuit. He literally writes on his post on his channel stating that she used to be a sex worker, sucking dick for money before working at Kotaku.
Her words, not mine.
Okay, so if you agree with the legal definition, and if not, take that up with your congressman or your lawyer, we can agree that this statement.
So right now he's addressing things that are not related to the other things that she said that do fall under this. But okay, slay, bro.
Because I did briefly do cam work, just like digitally stripping.
Is not her blowing up her lawsuit. You may think being a cam girl is shameful, of which I would say, I think you're an idiot. But that aside, you have a right to think what you want about other people's choice.
How many OnlyFans does this guy subscribe to? How many? Over, under on 25. I'm going to go over. I'm going to say he's on the over. He subscribes to over 25 OnlyFans. Pray to mine 68? There we go, 69. I was going to say, that's going to be a typo.
But what you don't have a right to do, at least in America, is say just because you don't agree with them morally, it is equivalent to a law being broken. The other,
Well, again, I don't understand why they're only selecting the things that do not apply to what they're talking about.
The thing is the sucking dick part. Now, this is the tweet that is referenced.
I'm so glad he brought this up. This is classic. The other thing, by the way, is the sucking dick part, which, by the way, you just blew past 35 seconds ago saying that she didn't suck dick for money. Let's rewind it 30 seconds ago real quick.
Sex worker, comma, sucking dick for money before working at Kotaku. Okay, so if you agree with the legal definition, and if not, take that up with your congressman. Or
Okay, so right there, he's relating it to a different portion, and then he forwards it to this, and apparently this is not sucking dick for money, which I would easily be able to argue it is. So, and I'm not even a lawyer. I would not even need Rod Coleman for that one.
referenced, I believe, in the lawsuit. Obviously, now maybe he's got another tweet, but this is the tweet that she mentioned on the show, and this is the tweet here. So has she said she sucked to get the job at Kotaku? She did say that.
How are you going to walk this one back, bro?
Did she make it clear both here on my show and also...
Wait, what's he say here? I misspoke. The tweet refers to doing it to get in the general industry. Nothing relevant, but for clarity. No, the tweet refers to sucking dick for money. A job pays you money. Sucking dick to get into the industry gets you a job and pays you money. So yes, you suck dick for money if that is the case, which she admitted to.
And also just anybody with a freaking brain would know she was being sarcastic and she was joking.
Okay. So he's going to go with the joking route here. The joking option. Oh, okay. And we talked about this earlier tonight too, for those of you in SNH, where it's okay for her to say stuff totally joking. But then when I say stuff on my videos and my tweets, I'm not allowed to. That really sounds like a rules for me, not for thee. That's really weird. Almost, again, like you are proving my case by trying to make excuses for her.
But I saw a tweet you made saying that...
This is classic, by the way. I love that this guy, Senk's nephew. I want you guys to watch closely how Alyssa, you can see the gears turning in her head. And I know Alyssa's here, by the way. Hi, Alyssa. We're going to get to your video later and watch you cry about how people donate money to me. It's going to be great. But I want you guys to watch closely Alyssa's face when he asked her the question and seeing the gears like click, click, and then they come to a halt and she has nothing to say. I said it wrong. Rules for thee, not for me. You know what I mean. But yeah, watch her have a complete blank stare. Oh shit. I have no idea how to respond to this. And then White Knight Jaffe jumps in to play defense, say, I will save you, my queen. Why are you asking that question here? But this guy's persistent. So all Jaffe did was give Alyssa an additional like 10 seconds to think about a response. And her response was not any better.
When somebody asks you, and you're smiling right now because you
Watch
know
your
it's
face.
coming.
Watch your face.
Somebody asked you, how did you get into this industry? You said you suck. Is that true? And if not, then, I mean, and if it is, then why are the people who are accusing you of that wrong?
Okay, see? Watch her face.
Is it true she made the tweet, or is it true she did
Well,
that?
yeah, is it true?
That is the most nervous smile I've ever seen in my entire life. That's a record scratch. You might be wondering how I got here.
She made the tweet, and if it's true that she made that tweet, which I know it's true because I've seen it, then aren't they justified in saying that you made it to the top by sucking people?
My guess is it was clearly a
Let's see, David Jaffe. My guess is it's why would David Jaffe feel like he needs to say anything right now? This was a question about a topic that only Alyssa and this caller know about. David Jaffe knows shit about it. So there's no reason for him to jump in and say anything except to try to soften the blow.
joke if you made the tweet.
That's a good
Maybe
guess.
not. She's very sex positive. So listen, did you say
That was a great response right away by Sex Nephew, by the way, where he's like, maybe not. She's very sex positive. I'm like, damn, that was like on the right away. He thought of that. I wouldn't have been able to think of that quick. That was like, damn, good job. Malik Foxon, how's it going?
say that? Did you tweet that out?
Look at her. She's still like trembling lip.
That tweet.
that tweet that you reference. This is the politician. Instead of saying yes or no. Here we go. Ready for it?
That you've seen.
That tweet that you've seen. Like, this is the whole time she's delaying and stalling, hoping that her brain will give her some sort of information to be like, here, just say this and everything's good. But the problem is she's fucked up so bad with everything she's done that there is nothing right to say anymore. And that's what her brain is confused about.
I think hyperbole is a lost art.
I think hyperbole is a lost art. As we talked about on SNH tonight, hyperbole is the extension of a truth, blowing a truth to a higher proportion of what it is. So by her saying that, it is an admission of saying it. But it doesn't answer the question. All it does is a generic statement. Because she knows she's fucked.
The JT guy would have to somehow prove that.
I don't have to prove shit. She's suing me. This Jaffe does not understand how lawsuits work. The burden of proof is on the suer, not the suee.
Most people would look at this and assume that this is a serious answer to a question of how you got your job at Kotaku.
How could you look at, if that's your standpoint, how could you look at my video as I was being serious that this is what she does? You need to apply your same standard that you're giving her to me. You're not doing that. You're only giving her the benefit of the doubt. And when it comes to me, you're like, oh, and you're an awful man because I'm simping for this woman.
Her simply bringing up a tweet that's already been out in the public. That
I got a feeling either Corey Balrog is completely lost to this world, or he ignores him and pretends to be his friend. I don't know. I don't know how anyone could stand being around this guy. Honestly. David Jaffe did a stream about racism and then quickly deleted it after it backfired. He was making fun of people's accents that he didn't agree with. Yikes. I wonder what Alyssa would think about him with that. Like, here's the wild thing about the lefty, what do they call it? The left-wing extremists. You know how Alyssa always says these right-wing extremists. I'm going to start using her terminology because if that's the case, if I'm a right-wing extremist, then to me, Alyssa is a left-wing extremist. And how these left-wing extremists work is they eat their own because of their own hypocrisy. They do not stand for truth. They don't believe in facts. So they eat their own because they stand on their own facts instead of reality. So they can get along for a little bit, go along to get along for a little bit, but eventually that shaky ground just dissipates.
it clearly was a joke, whether you think it was or not. Her talking about the tweet that everybody has access to didn't blow up her lawsuit because it was already
a piece of shit lawsuit to begin with.
in the public discourse. And her saying that she had been a cam girl does nothing to.
You're welcome to have your opinion, Jaffe. You're welcome to have that.
Blow up the lawsuit. So when Alyssa came to me and we were talking about coming on the show, I mean, I went to her and said, "Will you come on the show?" But she came to me and said, "Yeah, but."
So this is very reminiscent of the Me Too movement, except it doesn't deal with her claiming any like sexual acts were done between me and her, but it's a very similar angle where it's just like I feel emotionally hurt by this person, and according to the lawsuit, I feel she's taking it as She feels sexually hurt because of the things that she herself said that I repeated. And now she's taking the approach of, you need to believe me. Believe me that I'm hurt, that I'm feeling this pain. You need to trust me, bro. That doesn't work with this. You can't do that. What she's trying to do with this lawsuit is to get a law created where that would work. That's what's really scary about this. And I don't think it's getting the nationwide attention that it really deserves. But I would argue the reason why it's not is because it doesn't have a snowball's chance in hell of actually being successful. Because if it ever did, it would get appealed and shut down in any court above it right away. Like, there's no way in hell this would ever fly. There's no way. Like, I would lose complete faith in everything that I've ever come to know in this world.
I'm going to do it, but I can't talk about
the Believe All Women movement. Exactly. Which, by the way, this is, again, a woman that has come out many times against not liking men. She is a feminist, in my humble opinion. I believe she's even taken that standpoint. And I may be wrong, though. I'm not sure. But she certainly comes across as it. And she has a tattoo on her ass that she's shown off on Twitter for everyone to see that says all men are enemies. And she tries to say that's out of context because it's from Animal Farm or whatever. And I'm like, bro, I don't care what you want to tell me about out of context. You don't get all men are enemies tattooed on your ass unless there's maybe a double entendre there. At least you got to give me that. Either that or you really meant it to relate to something in Animal Farm that I have no idea what you're referring to. And you don't mean legitimately all men are enemies. Then you're just completely unhinged crazy for getting that tattoo, because no normal sane person would do that, in my humble opinion.
the lawsuit. It's not like she entered into this like a moron. She's a very smart lady. She's like, yeah, of course, here are the things I can't. Don't ask me about Jeff.
She's smart enough to get herself in trouble like this. I'll give her that. I really don't think she's like an idiot. I think she's very conflicted. I also personally feel like her mind is affected by external sources,
which I didn't. People called in and I made it clear she can't really get into that. And whatever she did want to talk about was she brought up.
I think hyperbole is a lost art. And
There
I
we
think
go.
It's like awkward dead silence, and Jaffe has no fucking idea what she even means by that. And the caller's like, okay, what the fuck is even that? But all right.
jokes are often misunderstood online, but I also can't
Well,
speak about it that much for a lot of reasons.
You want us to give you a
Fair
second
enough.
to look up hyperbole?
I know what hyperbole means, and it's fair enough. I'm just saying. So people calling you out because not everything is understood through text. People saying you suck your way to the top. It's not them lying. It sounds true. You wrote
Yeah,
it, and
again,
if you're saying it's a joke, you could have clarified that.
There's a very valid reason why I can't clarify that and I can't speak to it anymore. But
Yeah, because if you did, you would lose your lawsuit. So the valid reason why you can't speak to that anymore is you would completely shoot to shit your lawsuit, even though you've already done that on this stream. But you slay, queen.
hopefully in due time, people will learn that.
She's not a moron. Okay, so if you're trolling,
Hey guys, trust Jaffe that she's not a moron. Because would this guy lie to you?
I get it. Haha. Well, you got to win for your little buddy who you think really likes you and you're in a weird parasocial relationship with because your own parents and your brother and your friends really secretly hate.
Here's the thing. I don't think she's like a complete moron. I think she's a moron in the sense of she thinks she's smarter than she is. And that is what causes her to be a moron. If she knew her place, I think she'd be a lot better off in this world. Right, Alyssa? If you knew your place.
Hate you. I get it. But if you actually think you've got the skinny and you're being told the truths by these people, I would advise you, I'll put a link below in this video, to read the lawsuit for yourself and then ask yourself, are they dealing with you in good faith, or are they simply there trying to make you give them money or motivate you to give them?
There it is. There it is, guys. There's the money. It's always about the money. What? Wait, they're getting money? What kind of money, Jaffe?
Listen, if it was consensual and you didn't hate the Jews, I'd fuck the shit out of you. I would.
Stop.
This is Jaffe. This is Jaffe. Here we go.
Money, print money, cash,
Money, well,
capitalism, raise a bunch of money, more money, heaps and heaps of money, print money, cash,
money, well,
capitalism, raise a bunch of money,
super chat,
money.
As salty as the sea, calling us local names. SJW screaming, but it's money they blame. Burning with envy, they're falling flat. They can't handle the sound of a super chat.
Oh man, Azri, I cannot help if she misunderstands my words. That is one of those things that she needs to just deal with. What I would suggest for Alyssa, my professional advice to her would be to stop. Like just stop. You're so concerned with people making money. You're so concerned with people talking about you. Stop bringing it up. Stop going on live streams. Stop talking about me in particular. Stop bringing up your lawsuit, which you did, even though you said you weren't going to. You bring it up on the live stream. So I make a video talking about it. And now we have this is what happens. This is a ripple effect from it. So stop. And if you say people are being mean to me on Twitter, which we'll get to in a second, or X, stop posting on X. When you go to a public square and start saying stupid shit, people are going to quote tweet it and say, hey, you sound like a pretty stupid shit. And you can't be like, oh, I'm being so harassed out here. You forget what you say originally. You just look at what people write back to you and you get so sad and mad at everyone.
The money so you feel like you are not alone and you are being heard. And again, don't come to my channel. Don't come to Alyssa's channel. You don't have to watch I'd love you to, but
hey, if you don't like it, don't buy it.
I'm not your alternative. I'm not like, hey, okay, Jaffe says don't go there, come here. No, go find someone. Find the most shit that I find offensive in the world, but at least make sure they're being honest with you.
I mean, I feel like that's like the most honest thing that he said outside of saying he's not a lawyer is telling his viewers to go watch someone else and make sure they're honest. Him unknowingly exposing that he's not being honest with people. He's thinking he's being coy, like, hey, they'll go to see other people. They'll come back to me and realize I'm being the honest one. Well, actually, if I say it, they're too lazy. They won't go anywhere. They'll just trust me because I said I'm so confident that they'll go look somewhere else that they'll be like, nobody would tell me to go look anywhere else. They'd be afraid of telling me to go anywhere else. So he must be telling the truth.
That's the main thing. Because come on, man, y'all got to be smarter. Because if you fall for these fucking morons, you're gonna fall. There are a lot smarter people out there trying to fucking bamboozle.
So he just said, you don't have to trust me or believe me. You can go find anyone else, and if they're truthful, then great. And then the next thing is, don't trust these fucking morons, these liars. It's like he forgot what he just said.
Man, be careful.
Oh my God, that was brutal. That was brutal. So this video has 2,500 views and 214 comments. But shout out to Jaffe for not deleting me or blocking me. Although I would think the reason why he doesn't is because they want to use this, anything they can find as evidence for me. And not necessarily even what I say, but what people reply with and say, see what he does, see how he causes this hate brigade. And I said, what a wild timeline. The dude who made some of my favorite games growing up is now making videos harassing me, per Alyssa's definition. What even is this? Anyone with a brain would know she's being sarcastic, but for some reason, those same people would know I wasn't? What the fuck? Dude, listen to yourself. Step out of your echo chamber for 1 second and realize your own hypocrisy. Stop being so clearly mad at the rest of the world for your own shortcomings in life. I could have gone a lot darker and deeper with that because of his own personal life situation with his kid and stuff. But I'm like, no, you know what? I'll just keep it above the belt here with my feelings on this video. Now do the same for yourself. And while doing that, compare the amount of videos Jaffe has made on you compared to you versus Mercante. It's not comparable. Oh, so now lawsuits are won and lost based off of how many videos are made on people. Man, I would get my ass kicked if that's how lawsuits worked. Unfortunately for Nerdette's newsstand, that's not how lawsuits work. So I report on things that are interesting in the gaming industry. That's what my channel is and always has been. I said, are you in the game industry constantly making a fool of yourself as a public figure? And they said, constantly making a fool of myself? For sure. In the industry? Nope. Just play them. Okay, so we have here Nerdette's newsstand, a fucking retard. So that is that person. Will of the fans, shout out to you. Nerdy Newsstand, what's wrong with making videos about people who continually humiliating themselves trying to oppose their own customers? Oh, I thought they'd leave, but hold on. How can he compare something that's not comparable? Do you need help formulating thoughts? I mean, that really was like an oil and ton of bricks comparison. Like, what do these two things have anything to do with each other? What are you talking about? Of course, JT is going to make videos about this stuff. It's how he built his channel and what his audience wants to see, including myself. Oh, I got to give a like for that. Also, a like for that, and a like for that. JT and others like him are saving video gaming by giving us information that lets us decide on what games and studios we want to support with our hard-earned money, and it's working. I mean, honestly, I feel like it's a very honorable thing what I'm doing, and I love what I'm doing. I love it. Like I stand by it. I have a passion for it, and it's something that I believe in. Like, doing right by the customers. Shouldn't that be what people strive for? I'm very confused at anyone pushing back on that, but yeah, you know what else isn't comparable? Their channels and the content they produce. Derp, thanks for playing, pun intended. Exactly. Jaffe is entertaining and actually plays games, not just complains about woke. Well, hold up. In the past week, I've played 2 different games on 2 different streams while also playing games offline as well. So what's that supposed to mean? I mean, I always play games offline, not nearly as much as I want to, but I always play them offline. I don't necessarily always play them online because that's not necessarily what my audience wants to see all the time. Look at Hypnotic. Let's make it a third. Love this guy. You know what harassment is? Man, I love the internet where people are like, I will define what harassment is for you. This is not harassment. It's classic. It's classic. All right. So we're going to go on to the next topic here.